We're back with the RBSM SPORTS Big Boy build. So once you've taken it out of the packaging and got rid of all the packaging, make sure that you don't throw out anything extra. You're going to watch for the quick release for the front wheel. We're going to put that on first. It's a skewer. You unscrew one side and then you put it in with the lever side opposite to the brake rotor, like so. Don't lose the little tornado springs that are on there. One goes on one side, one goes on the other. Once that's on, we're going to pick up the front wheel or the bike, and we're going to put the front wheel on nice and easy as pie. Now you're going to tighten down the front skewer until it's just a little bit snug, and then we're going to use the quick release to close it. Not too tight, not too loose, just snug enough. And now you're going to be able to use the heavy-duty kickstand to hold it up. Get the front wheel on, rear wheel already comes on. Now we're going to put the seat post on. Again, the seat post is in the box. Slides in nice and easy. Again, there's a quick release. You can adjust it for holding it nice and tight. It doesn't require a lot of tightness, just snug. As you can see, nice and tight. Now we're going to put the handlebars on. The handlebar, you should be careful of the wiring harness. Make sure that it comes, so the wiring harness comes down through the opposite the stem. Lay that flat. Grab one of your Allen keys that matches the bolts that are on the stem. We're going to do all 4 bolts. As such. Don't drop the washer that's on these. Once these bolts are completely off, we're going to put the handlebars in. Oops. Making sure that your controller is on the left side of the bike as you're sitting on the seat. So right side now, left side when you're sitting on the bike. We're going to put the bolts back into the stem. Nothing too tight, just kind of loose for now. There are marks on the handlebars to line it up so it's centered for you. You're going to want to make sure your handlebars are on the correct angle, so when you're sitting on the bike, your brakes are just a little bit lower. Not up high like this and not down low, kind of right neutral right here. And you're going to tighten the handlebars down in an X pattern. To about 5 Newton meters if you have a torque wrench, if not, fairly tight but not over tight. Alright, so once all 4 bolts are snug and tight, you're going to put your pedals on. The pedals are labeled right and left. That's really important. So if you look down at the end of your pedals, you're going to see an R or an L. Obviously, right goes on right, left goes on left. It just threads on. Be very light threading until it catches, and then you tighten it down. And you can use the included little wrench to tighten your pedals. You don't want them too tight. They won't fall off if they're snug. Please don't over tighten them. You'll never get your pedals off if you ever need to get them off. Just like that. And the same with the left one. You're threading them in forward until it catches. Once it catches, then you're going to use your wrench. And pedals are on. Now we're going to work on the front brake caliper. This is the one that might be a little troublesome, but it's actually pretty easy. I'll come around this side so you can see. You've got a brake caliper, two bolts, and fairly simple. You line up the actual brake pads with your rotor. It slips in. And as it slides in, it should line up fairly close to the mounting bolts that are on the front fork. You want to just lightly hand tighten them. And use your included Allen key to tighten it down. Grab the correct Allen key. There we go. Once you get it lined up, it's pretty easy. There's a little bit of Loctite on the bolt to make it nice and snug. Once it gets past there, it should slide on nice and easy, like so. Same with this one. There we go. Now a little tip to align your calipers on your brake rotor so there's no rubbing is you get down to the point where they're just a little bit loose. Like, I'll show you. Almost tight, but not quite. Then you're going to pull your brake lever, the left-hand side, tighten it down, and then you're going to tighten the brake caliper. This automatically lines up your brakes. There we go. A couple more turns. You want this one, if you have a torque wrench, about 25 Newton meters, which is that's pretty much really tight. I don't know how to put it any other way, but very tight. I'm going to check both bolts 2 and 3 times, nice and tight. Squeeze it. I'll stand up to the wheel. Pick up your front, spin it. There's going to be a tiny bit amount of rub. That's okay. They're brand new pads. It'll wear off as you ride your bike. Squeeze your front brake. You got some nice action there. Check your rear brakes, they're already installed, so it shouldn't be a problem. Again, a nice firm grip. You're going to spin it. Here's just a tiny amount of rub, and that's good. Last but not least, we got a built-in light on this one. So you've got a bolt on your front suspension that we're going to undo. With the included wrench. And the Allen key. Once this is done, you're going to see that the light actually has a bracket built into it that allows it to seat correctly. So you can't really make a mistake here. Don't lose the included washer. So you make sure that the cable is routed correctly, comes out of the frame, comes under. So the bracket goes on the back side of your shock. Replace the washer, and replace the nut. Spin it down. Using the Allen key to tighten everything down. The light adjusts up and down, give you the correct angle. Couple more minor things. You're going to have to put some air on the tires. They're fat bike tires. Don't put more than about somewhere between 15 and 20 psi. They're meant to be red and soft. You overinflate them, you're more likely to get a flat tire. And these do come with a fairly big beefy front shock. As you can see, lots of what they call travel, so a nice soft ride. You can also adjust them with the dials to allow what they call a lockout. So the right-hand side and left-hand side allows it to lock out. So you want to play with those dials to get different amount of suspension and different travel depending on the ground that you're working on or you're riding on. And other than that, I think you've got your Big Boy built.